young lady shared a word with my wife and I the other day. And I've asked her to come and share this word with you. First of all, I've already been to church. I've already been to church. But I just want you to listen to know that at his feet of obedience, peace of mind can still be found. Yeah, I need to hush. I'll go to preaching. You share.
Thank you, Pastor. My name is Jennifer, and my husband is Jeff. He's not able to be here today because he had shoulder surgery on Wednesday. Jeff and I were raised in church as children, and we've lived our lives as Christians and always considered ourselves as Christians. I'll put it to you that way. And in our adult life, we would attend churches from time to time. And we knew when they passed around the offering plate, the right thing to do was to put money in the offering plate. Well, we started coming to Cowboy Church last March. And for the first time in our adult life, we are now part of a church family. A lot of things have changed in our lives. A whole lot of things have changed in our lives, and a lot of things have changed in our hearts. And one of the things that changed in our hearts was the way that we gave. Rather than giving because it was the right thing to do, we changed that mentality and started giving in a more obedient way. We started giving based off of what the Bible tells us to give the first of our fruits. We started giving as a way for us to show Jesus that we are going to put him first in all aspects of our lives, including our finances. Well, we own a business in Port Neches, Texas. And, you know, after this transformation of our hearts happened, this last May, our largest customer filed bankruptcy. That was a very, very tough set of news. Thank goodness we already had the peace of knowing that no matter what we were going to go through, the Lord was going to be with us. So we stayed faithful, and we stayed trusting, and we stayed in prayer, a whole lot of prayer, but we also stayed obedient in our giving. Well, then in June, we got news that our subtenant, who pays half of the lease of the facility, was going to be moving out at the end of September. So we had a pretty tough summer. One of the hardest summers we've had in the 4 years that we've had the business. But as we were going through all of this, we were staying obedient, staying steadfast. And what I started doing is on a monthly basis, after I would print our financial statements, I'd fold them up and I'd write a prayer. And they're still in my Bible right now. Because we gave our business to the Lord. It's no longer our business, it's the Lord's business. And we trusted that he was going to carry us. No matter what, we trusted he was going to carry us. We started praying with this hand open and saying, Lord, you know we want this business to grow. You know we want this business to survive. But Lord, if it is your will, let that happen. And if it's not your will, we trust you. Give us the wisdom and the grace to be able to bow out and at least satisfy all of our debts. But if it's your will that we keep this business, show us, dear Lord, show us. Open the doors, flood the booths with welders. Well, at the end of August, last days of August, I'm driving in my car, and I get this weird little feeling. It says, you need to increase your tithes this Sunday by $50. I said, oh, that can't be the Lord talking to me, because the Lord knows that I can't afford $50 extra this week. Well, I told my husband about it, and we started praying about it. And sure enough, that feeling didn't go away. But you know what? That might as well have been $500. That's how bad that $50 was going to hurt our checkbook. So Sunday morning, I stood at the end of my bar, and I pulled out my checkbook, and I wrote out the check. And as I'm writing it, I'm sitting there going, okay, Lord, I'm obeying you. So I'm going to ask that you please take this, and you please bless it. You bless our home, and you bless your kingdom with this extra $50. And then the next Sunday, that was the first Sunday in September, and then the next Sunday, I did the same thing. And then the very next day on Monday, completely unexpected, out of the blue, we were approached for a new business venture in addition to our current business. So we're working through that right now. And then that Thursday, I opened the bank account, and I was like, whoa, that's not our bank account. Hold on just a second. So I called my husband. I said, oh, my gosh, we just got a huge wire transfer from that job, that company that went bankrupt. And while I was on the phone with him, I got an email. And it was an email from the company telling me they're sending me another payment. And then I got off the phone, and I sit there at my desk, and I was just praising God. And then 2 hours later, I got another email with another payment. So here we were. Yes. So here we were. We knew we were going to make it somehow, some way, and sure enough, by the end of September, we had enough money in order to start paying for that lease all by ourselves. And we are now faced with another dilemma. You remember the prayer I said about open the doors and flood the booths? Well, we've got more work than what we can handle right now.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Repeat after me, say the power of three.
The power of three.
Amen. Give the Lord a praise this morning.